Ariel as Cinderella, Aurora as Jasmine, the combinations are endless. Get ready to get your minds completely blown by these amazing illustrations. Most of our featured drawings were done by an awesome illustrator called Dylan Bonner. Think you're a bigger Disney fan than us? Make sure you subscribe to our channel to never miss another video again. Now, join us as we look at 15 Disney princesses who switched lives. Belle and Snow White. Belle is the star of Beauty and the Beast. She's gorgeous, intelligent, and very outspoken. So what if Belle was replaced by Snow White? Check this out. Do you think the Beauty and the Beast story would change with Snow White as the main character instead of Belle? Oddly enough, she seems to fit right in Belle's yellow dress. And although Belle's hair is long and brown, Snow White's short dark hair really doesn't seem to stand out that much. Do you think Snow White would be able to play Belle's part and stand up for the people she loved the most? Snow White's voice was so unique, the actress who played her wasn't even allowed to make another movie again. Would her singing suit Belle's melodic voice? We bet there would be a lot more animals in the Beauty and the Beast kingdom. Jasmine and Snow White. So, Belle and Snow White would definitely be an interesting mix. But how about Jasmine playing as Snow White? This looks like a pretty good match. Can you imagine the fairest of them all with long dark hair? The two are also the two of the youngest Disney princesses, so maybe this scenario isn't even that far-fetched. But we can imagine Jasmine wouldn't be very happy in this role. The Arabian princess's choice of clothing usually includes pants, while Snow White was in her beautiful yellow and blue dress. Princess Jasmine looks almost unrecognizable in a dress. Could the two youngest princesses switch lives? The two also have completely different voices. While Snow White's unique voice is high-pitched, Jasmine's is much deeper. What would it sound like if Jasmine sang Snow White's A Smile and a Song? Pocahontas and Rapunzel. Now here's an unusual couple. These two have nothing in common except for their long hair and age. Yep, both Pocahontas and Rapunzel were 18 in their movies. But would they be able to switch lives? This picture sure thinks so. In fact, it looks like Pocahontas is easily fitting in Rapunzel's princess dress. And Pascal seems to like her too. Do you think Pocahontas could play Rapunzel's part? They're completely different characters with completely different personalities. While Rapunzel is much more innocent and childlike, Pocahontas was wise and faithful. Could the Native American princess survive the tangled life in a tower? Or would she make her way out a lot earlier than Rapunzel did? We can certainly imagine Pocahontas standing up to Rapunzel's mother and giving her a piece of her mind. Although Pocahontas' hair isn't as long as Rapunzel's, it definitely has an impressive length. Belle and Sleeping Beauty. We saw the Belle and Snow White combination, so how about Belle and Princess Aurora from Sleeping Beauty? Here's a picture of Belle being soundly asleep, waiting for her prince to give her a kiss. Is that really so far away from the story of the Beauty and the Beast? In fact, did you know that there are far more similarities between Sleeping Beauty and Beauty and the Beast? Their looks are both inspired by the beautiful Audrey Hepburn. And did you know that Belle's dance with the Beast is exactly the same as the dance between Aurora and the prince? Amazing, right? But now that we think about it, we don't see any issues with Belle swapping lives with Aurora. Come on, Disney, make it happen. Ariel and Cinderella. Alright, Belle and Aurora make a perfect match. But what do you think about Ariel and Cinderella? To be completely honest, Ariel looks like a modern-day princess with her long red hair and in Cinderella's outfit. Although both of them long to live a different life, they are set apart by their personalities. While Cinderella is forced to obey the rules, Ariel openly disagrees. Their stories do have one more thing in common: their feet. If they would change lives, do you think Ariel would put up with her stepsister's attitudes? We bet she'd put an end to it a lot faster than Cinderella did. But if she did, we'd never have the beautiful Cinderella story. We still can't get over how amazing she looks in Cinderella's blue dress. This is definitely one of our favorite combinations. Tiana and Elsa. Now this would be a very interesting match. Would Princess Tiana be able to take on the role of Elsa, the Queen of Ice? Elsa closes herself up and leaves because she's scared her powers could hurt the people around her. On the opposite, Tiana is a hard-working waitress who believes she can do anything she sets her mind to as long as she's patient. Completely different characters, right? So, what could Tiana bring to the Frozen story? BuzzFeed actually brought up a good point that we have never seen Tiana acting like as a princess. Most of the Princess and the Frog movies, she was either working or she was a frog. But could Tiana fit in the Frozen Kingdom? Most importantly, would she be able to sing Let It Go as well as Elsa does? Tiana as Cinderella. Don't worry, if you ever wanted to know what Tiana would look like if she acted like a princess, we got your back. Here's Tiana transforming into her magical Cinderella dress. She looks absolutely wonderful, doesn't she? Did you know that Tiana is the only Disney princess with dimples? How cute is that? Tiana's hard work ethic would definitely be a game changer in the story of Cinderella. There's an interesting theory about Tiana and Cinderella. Both princesses were married into royalty, but along with Belle, they're also the only princesses that are wearing opera gloves. Yes, all other princesses who were born into royalty have bare hands. Don't believe us? See for yourself. Is this a clever hint done by Disney or just a circumstance? Whatever it is, our mind is officially blown. Snow White and Ariel. Now, this is the only illustration from our selection that wasn't designed by the talented Dylan Bonner. Instead, this image belongs to a DeviantArt user, Seya Chan, who turned Snow White into a unique version of Ariel. What do you think? We love how the artist kept Snow White's unique colors of her dress and made it somehow work, considering Snow White would actually be a mermaid. She looks very happy, but she's still not letting go of that apple. Can you imagine Snow White singing Part of Your World or any other The Little Mermaid classics? We have no doubt she'd get along with Flounder, since Snow White is practically the queen of all animals. This would certainly be an interesting mix of the two completely different worlds, and we'd love to see how it would play out on the big screen. Cinderella and Tiana. So you know what Tiana would look like dressed as Cinderella, but how about Cinderella dressed as Tiana? We can definitely see this combination work. Cinderella is pretty friendly with animals anyways, so a talking frog would suit her just fine. We love her hair and her green gown. Not to mention that both princesses share the same age. Did you know that in the early drafts, Cinderella actually had a pet turtle named Clarissa? Perhaps these two princesses share more similarities than we think. One Disney fan stated that both princesses were overworked and had the typical rags to riches storyline. But that's not all. Have you ever noticed how similar both of their ball gowns look? Who do you think wore it better? No wonder why it's so easy to imagine Cinderella and Tiana switching lives. Aurora and Jasmine. Now here's a very interesting pair. Could Sleeping Beauty take on the life of Princess Jasmine? The two couldn't be more opposite, but by judging by this picture, Aurora could easily fill in Jasmine's shoes. Jasmine is probably one of the trendiest Disney princesses. She is sporting harem pants and crop tops, and she definitely does it well. Aurora's fashion is best known for her beautiful long dress. It's definitely weird seeing Aurora in Jasmine's outfit, but we think the blue harem pants and crop top really go with her long blonde hair, and she's also matching with the genie. Do you think Aurora would be ready to enter the world of Aladdin? She'd have to fill in the shoes of a very confident and headstrong princess. Both princesses do share a similar value, love, so perhaps they aren't that opposite after all. Rapunzel and Pocahontas. Speaking of interesting pairs, what do you think of this? We've looked at Pocahontas replacing Rapunzel, but this scene is definitely interesting. Rapunzel is getting her hair skillfully braided by Meeko. We all know Meeko's braiding skills are on point, so perhaps he could use a little challenge like Rapunzel's long hair. And we can see these two getting along really well. But would Rapunzel be able to take on the world of Pocahontas? We're talking having an interracial relationship as well as a tattoo. And she'd have to replace her lilac dress with an awesome native outfit. Both princesses are exactly the same age, and they're both headstrong in their own ways. What do you think Rapunzel would bring to Pocahontas' story? We can see how her 70 feet long hair might get in the way of Pocahontas' daily activities. Ariel and Belle. Check out this picture. Is that Ariel dressed up as Belle? And it looks like she fits right in the scenery. Perhaps Ariel was always meant to live the life on land, and perhaps the land was in the world of Beauty and the Beast. This is amazing. The two princesses are just 1 year apart in age, but we definitely see a few similarities. But would she be ready for the role of not being born in royalty and having to put up with the overconfident Gaston? Although Belle is a year older than Ariel, we believe she could learn a thing or two from a brave and feisty little mermaid. Ariel was also ranked as the best Disney princess when it came to wardrobe. She can pretty much wear anything and it still looks good. Elsa and Ariel. So Ariel would do fine on land, but would another princess do fine in water? Check out this image of Elsa and Anna in the Little Mermaid world. Don't they look awesome? Elsa looks like she's got the full control of the world underwater, while Anna and Flounder are scared of Ursula. Elsa seems to be dealing with her like it's nothing. Way to go, Elsa! There's actually a fan theory that ties in Frozen and Little Mermaid. Remember Anna and Elsa's parents? Fans claim that the shipwreck they sailed on is actually the shipwreck you could see in The Little Mermaid. Frozen is claimed to be set in Norway, while The Little Mermaid was based on the coast of Denmark. The two countries are separated by the sea. Could it really be that the wrecked ship in The Little Mermaid belongs to Elsa's parents? Merida and Mulan. It's the ultimate Disney question. Who would win, the free-spirited Merida or the adventurous Mulan? What if we told you that these Disney princesses switch lives? Here's Merida replacing Mulan, and she definitely looks like she's ready to fight. Who do you think is the better warrior? While Merida has a very good range with her bow and arrows, Mulan has her sword. While both princesses definitely have their own irreplaceable skill sets, we think Merida would need to step up her game and take a training camp to ever be on the same level as Mulan. But Merida has the fighting spirit, the confidence, the independence, and she is the first official Disney princess that needs no man to finish her story. How awesome would it be if Merida actually got to play Mulan? Mulan and Merida. So, we think Merida would definitely fit in the world of Mulan, but how about Mulan deal with Merida's adventures? As you might know, using the bow and arrow isn't exactly Mulan's greatest skill, but judging by this picture, she has no issue with archery. Somehow, we can just picture Mulan with a Scottish accent, can't you? It would definitely give us a few giggles, but hey, who are we to judge? Based on this picture, Mulan would totally rock a bow and arrow, and we know she'd stand up to her parents the exact same way Merida stood up to hers. Two iconic and incredibly brave princesses definitely belong in their own category of inspirational Disney characters. But we still didn't get an answer to our question, which princess is better, Mulan or Merida? Which two Disney worlds would you combine and why? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're a huge fan of Disney. For more videos like